Welcome back. You know, he started live over 30 years ago and retired 3 times. But every time he gets out, we pull him back in. He's been making great television and baked goods ever since. Here he is today with a recipe for a holiday favorite. It's our very own live producer, Dave Mullen.
Dave!
Hi. Hi.
Come
Welcome.
here, Dave.
Meet Mark Consuelos. Yes. Okay, Mullen.
How often do you bake?
You bake a lot.
I do.
You were a professional baker, correct?
I mean, I worked at a bakery for a little bit.
Okay, that counts as being a professional baker.
Sure.
Okay, so what are we going to make today, and where did you come up with this recipe?
I found something similar to it online, and then I Googled a couple of more recipes by the same title, and I kind of came up with this.
Okay, I like it. So what should we start
So, Mark,
with?
you're going to grate some Gruyere cheese, 8 ounces of Gruyere cheese, and then you're going to dump those herbs and scallions into it, mix it up. And then, Kelly, I'm going to have you start putting in some baking powder and some salt into the flour. It's 4½ cups of flour.
Okay.
You're going to mix it up, and then you're going to chop up the butter. Bring the butter in
Chop up the butter.
Yeah. Into small little pieces using the butter.
Do you put it in the freezer first to make it ice cold, or just fridge butter?
Just fridge butter. Yeah. And then, Mark, when you're done with that.
Could I use pre-grated cheese if I wanted to?
No, so don't use pre-grated cheese for a couple of reasons. One is the pre-grated cheese that you buy in a grocery store in the little plastic bags, they have starch in them. Different kinds of starch, and that will affect or dry out the kind of biscuit.
All right, so
yeah. And there's also a lot more flavor when you use grade.
Pour it in here?
No, you're going to mix sour cream.
Okay. And some milk, too?
And some
buttermilk.
Into this. And you're going to whisk the 2 of those together.
Okay.
We're making Savory Gruyere Slab Biscuits for those of you who are curious and just joining us from another planet.
And then, Cal.
Hey, Dave.
You're going to mix this into that.
What did Gelman do to make you retire 3 separate times?
All I can say is he's been very welcoming back each time I came.
I'm sure he's grateful when you come back.
I'm very grateful.
Yes, we're all very grateful.
And do you find that mixing this by hand is better than using a food processor?
Well, food processor, so if you were to mix the flour mixture in a food processor, you have the tendency to over mix it.
Okay.
Like when I make a pie crust, I use a food processor.
Okay.
But for this, I don't.
And then what happens if you over mix it? You get
It just breaks down, and it's almost like
you get a sloppy biscuit.
Yeah, sure.
He's just asking you questions. He doesn't even know what he's saying.
I don't either.
Nobody likes a sloppy biscuit.
All right, Mark, you're gonna slowly mix this into that.
Here we go. That's what we all. Oops, sorry, babe. Sorry, sweetheart.
And then this is just gonna get mixed up together.
Sorry, I'm just gonna wipe this off.
He did say slowly, so
That's all right.
I messed up.
So you mix this all to like a consistency. You don't want it to be too wet.
Not too wet.
Right?
Got it.
So there's one under here that's already done. Mm-hmm. And that's what it's supposed to look like.
Gorgeous.
Okay.
Okay, then what do we do?
And then this gets dumped into this.
Just dump it in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
There you go.
You make it you're so easygoing about
And this, you just press it all down. If you don't want to touch it, I will. Just fill out the corners.
Okay.
Is it true that using a different baking dish can make your end result different,
So
Dave?
if you use a metal one, if you use a metal pan, you're going to get a darker crust. If you use a ceramic or a glass, it'll be kind of lighter, not as crunchy.
It's never occurred to me to not use a ceramic pan for biscuits, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But you use metal at home?
The ones that I made for the office last week were...
They were raving about that, by the way.
Yeah, they were in a metal pan.
Dave's biscuits, blah, blah, blah.
So then what you do, before you put it in the oven, that's fine.
Is that okay?
Yeah, because you want it to be a little uneven. It's kind of like, it looks nice. You want to just take score it to make like biscuit-size pieces.
Okay.
And it kind of looks nicer when it comes out of the oven.
Okay.
Yeah.
This goes into the oven.
All right.
425 for about 30, 35 minutes.
Dave, do you always bake with one hand in your pocket?
Honestly. I do. I will say this, though. When I do bake at home, I actually line all my stuff up like this.
You do?
Yeah, like I measure it in advance, and then...
Of course.
I love it.
So when it comes out...
Then oh my gosh, that looks incredible.
You want to put some melted butter.
Melted butter on
Will this be
top.
part of your Thanksgiving dinner menu?
Yeah, I mean, we have biscuits, regular biscuits happening, but yeah, I think so. Okay. And then, let me
Are you going to be in New York? Should we come over?
No, going up to Cape Cod. Here, these ones here.
That sounds nice.
Here.
Oh, amazing.
I don't want to touch
May
it.
I?
Yeah, please.
Thank
Taste
you.
it?
Go for it.
That is nuts. This is so much better than my apple blueberry.
I also
pomegranate.
want to say, the recipe is really great as a base. Like, you could put bacon in here. You could swap out the Gruyere for cheddar, excuse me, and then use it, put hot pepper flakes in it, and serve it with like tomato soup. So it can be changed out a lot.
Thank you, Dave. This was fun. For David's holiday recipe, go to live.kellyandmark.com. We'll be right back.
If you would like to try any of this week's recipes, just log on to our website